So I was with my sister and I was drunk. I pretty much terrorized them. Like I went, typical ratchet, drunk girl. I was single. I went behind the DJ's booth and I was dancing, and then I was asking him to get my number. Since I already had Psyche from a previous relationship, my daughter, my firstborn, I wasn't looking for, a baby daddy. I wasn't looking for a father. I was okay as a single mom. But for him, I remember him telling me one of the reasons why he fell in love with me and wanted to be a part of my life was because I had Psyche, and he wanted to be a part of our relationship because he saw the bond that I had with my daughter. We got married on our 500th day, and I think it was only after 2 years into our marriage when we finally decided that we would actively pursue, growing our family. And then 2 years of trying, naturally, that's when we started to notice that we were having difficulties. For me, I was okay because I already had my daughter. I've experienced it. And he did on some level because he met our daughter when she was 2 years old. But I suppose it's different when you can call, the baby your own from the very beginning. Of course, naturally, who wouldn't be happy? Who wouldn't be happy to have your own child together, to have your little mini Paolo, your mini Michelle. So when we found out we couldn't conceive naturally, my one OB said, you could do it with IUI, but of course IVF would be the surer route. But I get, okay, but IVF's expensive, so I went with the IUI route first. It didn't work. Finally, we decided that we would go the IVF route. But it was never an issue where he and I pressured each other into it. We both decided we would try for this and we wanted to grow our family. So finally, I was Googling and Kato was right on top of the search list. I called them and they gave me an appointment schedule. And it's really easy, because they have that confidentiality. They really treat you with this respect. That's why it wasn't painful going there. They try to follow your most natural bodily functions by minimal invasive procedures. So not too many injections, not, making you take all these medicines, nothing like that. They're more like guides as opposed to just doctors. It's like they hold your hand through the whole thing. That's why I didn't feel scared at all going through it. And going through it twice because the first one didn't work. When you get into IVF, that's something that you have to have. You have to have hope. You really have to go in there with this mindset that it might not work, but the faith that you have in them and the doctors, and knowing that the doctors also want to help you, that should strengthen your resolve. So of course, when I found out I was pregnant, how does anyone ever feel when you find out you're pregnant? I was scared, I was nervous, I was anxious, I was happy, all of those things. But mostly just thankful. After waiting for 5 years, and finally you see two strong heartbeats, what they give is nothing short of a miracle, really. It's hard conceiving twins, but then it made it all worth it because no matter how hard it was, I took every single pain as a blessing. I like to think that babies are great, or children in general are great equalizers, and they really help give you perspective. They just make me want to be a better person, not just as a better mother, but as a better human being altogether. We are just grateful for Kato, and there are no words, the gratitude I have for them, for giving us this blessing that we've waited for so long. That's why I named them Cairo and Chrono, because, their names mean in God's perfect time. So every time people would ask you, when are you going to get pregnant? And I would just say, in God's perfect time, because we all have these struggles and people don't know that we have. I'm really thankful that, I waited, and with Kato, they were able to help me achieve that. Right, guys? Yeah? No? You don't care? Here you guys go. Say thank you, Kato!